is Rachelle. I'm visiting here from Michigan. I'm in San Diego. I'm kind of sitting here just chilling with my cousin, talking a little bit about what it was like growing up as a biracial child. And we were just kind of just talking like casually about it and how maybe she felt as my cousin, as to the way that I presented myself to her as a child. And I know with my family, my mother is a gorgeous black woman, chocolate, beautiful, I love her to death, who never really felt comfortable with that beauty, because of the way that society treated her. And I feel so terrible about that because in return, she made me feel like I couldn't embrace that side and that I was better than my cousins, my family, because I had this white blood. And not that she directly told me you should feel better. It was in her actions, in her speech, in the way that she treated me that made me feel like I was. And so indirectly, I probably personified that with the way that I treated other people, the way that I carried myself. And not until I moved to Michigan did I ever feel racism. Actually, I mean, I felt racism here living in San Diego, but not to the extent that I felt it in Michigan, to where I really felt like a minority and had to say to myself, the world sees you as a black woman and not as a privileged biracial woman. And that was kind of uncomfortable for me. I married a black man who has his own story. But no matter what we've gone through as a couple, he made me feel beautiful as not a biracial woman, a black woman, a white woman, but a woman. And I appreciate him so much for that. No matter what we go through, I appreciate him for allowing me to embrace myself as a black woman and feel comfortable as a black woman and embrace my hair, not because it's good hair, but because it's me. And I hate that saying good hair, because in turn that makes it seem like you have bad hair. God made us all to have different hair. It doesn't make it any better, it doesn't make it any worse. It makes us as individuals. And no matter what, you should be proud of that because you're a woman. And woman is power. Woman is something I'm so proud to be. Black woman is something that I'm so proud to be. White, half, is something I'm so proud to be because that's me. I love my mother and I love my father. And I'm so sad that society and even my mother's own family didn't tell her how beautiful she was. Tell her how special she was. Tell her that no matter what, you matter. And it's something that she didn't let me know for myself either. And it's something I had to realize and understand. And I hope only to give her that back for so much that she's given me.
And what about your dad's side of the family? How did they treat your mom?
Oh,
Did they accept her?
at first, no, they didn't accept her. They told my dad he should find a beautiful white woman and she should find a beautiful black man. And my dad said, no, I love her for everything that she is. She had 2 children out of wedlock. And he accepted her and he loved her and he removed her from my grandmother and grandfather's house and took her to a hotel and said, if they don't accept you, then we won't stay there. And so they had to make their choice. But still, growing up, I never felt accepted by that family at all. I never felt good enough. I never felt beautiful enough.
For your dad's side of the family?
Yeah. I mean, even my mom's side, I never felt accepted fully. I felt like they probably felt, which I'm sure they had reason to, that I felt like I was better than. Because I probably had that persona because it's what I was taught indirectly. So I never felt accepted by either side. And that's a super hard place to be, to never feel accepted. It's like, who do you grasp onto? Who do you embrace? And I had to learn, I embrace it all because that's what I am. And I'm proud of that.
So who are you?
I'm Rachelle. I'm not, a race doesn't define me. I am a human being, but the races that are inside of me, I embrace because my black side is so strong, so beautiful, so amazing. And my white side have brought a lot to me as well. And I would love to learn more about both sides so that I can embrace it even more.
Do you feel as though one side has accepted you more than the other? I don't
No.
want to put you on that.
And no, I don't really feel it because I feel like I guess at one time I felt like my white side embraced me more, just because maybe I wanted them to, maybe because I was taught that they were the better side to be with, that I felt like, oh, they do accept me, but they didn't. They didn't. They had their secrets, just like all families do, I guess. Their racial secrets as well. You know, even though someone is your family and you say that you love them, I'm sure that you do, but in the back of your mind, you always have those racist thoughts. And I know that society looks at me as a black woman, so I had to embrace that the most, I feel like sometimes, because that's what society's gonna look at me as. And I love it. I really love it. I love being a black woman. I love being a biracial woman. Not because I think I'm better, but because I can't change it. It's me. And
So what do you feel about your grandmother on your dad's side?
I had a very complicated relationship with her. I never felt accepted by her, so I definitely estranged myself from her. And then when she was dying, I thought to myself, all that doesn't matter. You know what I'm saying? She's dying. She's my grandmother.
She treated you well while you were growing up?
She did not. Not that she treated me not well, but
Because you're her only biracial
granddaughter. I'm her only biracial granddaughter. So it's not that she just treated me differently than my full
white
white cousin who's 2 weeks older than me, and the only two girls in the family on that side. She definitely treated me different, and I always was looking for acceptance from her. And when she passed away, I made my peace with her. So that's all I could do. You know what I mean? She, no matter what, she's my grandmother, she's my family. I love her, and I made my peace with her. So.
And your grandfather on your dad's side?
I never made peace with him. I could always feel disdain between us. I could always feel that he was holding something against me. I know that he didn't want my mom and dad to get married, and he said that the children would suffer because of it. And I always said to myself, you're the only one that's making me suffer for it, because I don't feel accepted by you. So we never had a close relationship. I wish that we could have, you know what I mean? Because it's hard, because then you always struggle with that not being accepted situation. But he passed away with it's funny. My son, he loved my firstborn son, loved him. And I always thought, God, thank goodness that he loves something that's a part of me. And God, that's really sad, isn't it? To think that if he couldn't accept me and love me, at least he loved something that was a part of me.
Your firstborn son, who
was the first grandchild.
But his dad was, what was Hank?
Hank was, so yeah, he wasn't, a full black. So I'm black and white, and Hank is black, Arabic, and Italian. And how he loved that little light-skinned boy, right? And I never thought about it like that. That he cared about him because of that. I just, sickly enough, was glad that he loved something that was a part of me. Okay, so I just asked you if you were ever angry about me for anything, and then we remembered an incident. So go ahead and tell the way you remember it.
So I remember there was an incident where we were in front of your house playing soccer or
dodgeball, maybe.
It was one of the games, and you decided to come out and call us a nigger.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know how to accept that, because we were close cousins, and we were really young. We were like, 8 and 9 years old.
Young.
So yes. I didn't know how to take that, and all I remember thinking is, well, she's mulatto. I didn't know how to accept that. But I know that I told you that you're not allowed to say that, because you are her mulatto. You're like, you're not one of us.
And so funny, because I distinctly remember that exact incident. We were playing in front of my house, and I think we were playing dodgeball or soccer or something to that. Maybe Mother May I even. It was something to that extent of those games. And I said nigger. I don't remember in the context that I said it. Maybe I said it to you or for you. And I thought I was entitled to say that because I was half black, even though I played the card of white girl, right? I used my biracial status. So I said, well, I can say that. And you distinctly said, you are not allowed to say that. And I was like, like, okay, I'm not allowed to say that. And I learned real quick.